Okay, hello everyone who is tuning in to the official broadcast for Extsy. So just give us a moment as we rally the entire community on. For those people that are coming in early, please do share this around with your network, retweet, like, comment, as we're about to get onto a very exciting broadcast with two legends from the Ecstasy team, which I'll be introducing very soon. Um, for those that are not aware, this is a broadcast that's going to be diving deep into the smart money and exchange layer that these guys are cooking up today. And Ecstasy is coming out very hot at the end of Q4 with renewed marketing and go-to-market vigor. So very excited to introduce both Ashleigh and Varun to the stage. Hello, both of you. Welcome to the stage.
Hi, thank you.
Hi, Ruthie. Thanks for having us.
Very excited to have you guys and break it down for about 30 to 40 minutes. And shout out to the early community members that are coming on. Make sure to engage and share it around. Varun, let's start off with yourself. Introduce yourself to the audience and your background before
Sure.
Ecstasy.
My name is Varun Datta, and just before Ecstasy, I have done multiple businesses. Come from a business family as well. I went originally from India, New Delhi. Went for my higher education to Berkeley. Coming back from there, I moved to London. That was back in 2014. Have been here ever since. Did a few crypto projects, and after that, turned over as a VC. I've done a lot of investments in early stage startups, mid seed rounds as well, and have a lot of experience and interest in crypto field. An avid user of a lot of crypto exchanges, and trading skills are there as well. I could say that, yes. And I'm actually a big researcher when it comes to researching things, whether it could be an exchange, whether it could be any kind of app which I'm using. I'd like to go into things and learn from that and then build things which are not working good enough on these other apps to make it fine tuned for the public. And that's what we're doing here at Ecstasy.
Amazing. I'm excited to dig deeper into the why behind Ecstasy and the stories. So stay tuned for that, everyone. And Ashleigh, let's hear from you as well. Introduce yourself and your background.
Hi, Ruthie. Hi, guys. I'm Ashleigh. I am the Chief Operating Officer and co-founder at Extsy, London-based. My background is wholly in operations, um, primarily across the tech and finance sectors. Prior to Ecstasy, my last major role was at a social networking startup. Um,
Nice.
so yeah, excited to uh, be building something that we believe can truly transform the market with Ecstasy.
Very excited to dig deep into that as well. I'll ask Varun for this next question, which is you know you were touching on the exchanges that you've been using prior, your deep history in venture funding and building as well. What personal frustrations did you experience as a crypto user that made you believe that the industry still hasn't progressed or solved everyday usage?
Okay, that's an interesting question because there's so many ways I could start that. So let's talk about exchanges, right? Like, see, onboarding pretty easy because every exchange wants users, so that's pretty standard that they onboard you. It's about the service, right, which I feel the industry is lacking off, especially when you have big withdrawals, right? Like there would be times where I've maybe made good money on futures with leverage of maybe 10x, and you go and try to withdraw from top exchanges. I won't name that, but because it's not a good thing to be naming the other exchanges or competitors out there. You would always feel that they'll start asking you all these other questions when it's coming to big withdrawals, as, oh, how did you get these funds? Where did they come from? That's fine. You answer them, but they make you get stuck. And I think that is very important aspect of letting things progress in the right time. Like if we are talking about crypto being mainstream now, we have to provide services as banks to their clients, right? Like imagine you're banking with, say, Chase Bank in the US, right?
Yeah,
You're wanting to withdraw maybe 250 grand out of your account. It's not that they would just say, okay, you can't withdraw the money anywhere. Now get us all the questions, answer them, and now wait for months. Like one exchange, I was trying to do a withdrawal, and I remember I sent XRP without the memo, right? So they got the funds, and I was like, oh, sorry, I messed about. I didn't do the memo. So they're like, okay, give us the tracking, everything. I filled the inquiry form, everything got submitted on there, and then they turn around and say, okay, now you got to wait 3 months. I was like, how's that fair? You verified everything and it's all there. It's all on blockchain. It's all trackable. Why 3 months? You know? So it's just that it doesn't give users the comfort. Firstly, people are trying to move from traditional banking networks to online, right? Traditional online things where there are no branches, right? Like imagine for people who are not in crypto. This is how we formed Ecstasy. We wanted to come in from a perspective of there are no branches, people have to
yeah,
trust online factor, which is a very hard pill to digest itself.
yeah,
Like okay, that something happens, this thing can all go away. And on top of that, big exchanges doing these things to consumers who are coming in, I think does not have a good impact on the market. So
yeah.
we really want to emphasize ecstasy, especially on the facts that we are not just going to give you a better user experience, but we are also going to make sure that our customer support levels are pretty straightforward and they navigate through as quick as possible, as quick as humanly possible.
Yeah, I think, like you mentioned, there was so much friction that so many users have faced, whether it be with onboarding and off ramping between fiat banks and crypto exchanges and getting funds frozen, trying to withdraw on chain and facing unexplained withholdings and delays. And things have progressed, but things are still so troublesome. You see nightmares and stories on the timeline all the time. And so, from what I see, you guys have recognized the need to develop this like smarter and more usable financial layer, which is in essence what you're building at Ecstasy, right? Um, what is stopping, do you think, like broader adoption of crypto as a primary means of like financial liberation for users at the moment?
So there are a few points on that. See, a lot of it goes to the regulations as well for different countries, right? Obviously, it's the certain people of it's all about age brackets. I think this would really sense well if you talk about age brackets because there are certain age brackets which tend to be their risk appetite is much more higher than the other
Yeah,
age demographic, right? And those kind of people can really say, okay, it's not regulated, but it's going to be regulated. And certain people just see like red as in red. If it's not regulated, I'm not going to touch that product. So I think majority is the regulation because there's not set frameworks for a lot of countries which have just come out just yet. They are, but they're still progressing. And then secondly, again, as I mentioned to you before, it's completely going on what kind of customer service the financial platforms which are offering, which goes
Yeah.
back to crypto exchanges, because users need to feel secured. And if they don't
Yeah.
feel secured, obviously they're not going to be converting from, say, traditional finance over to crypto. Now, a lot of things are coming out. Dexes are coming out, where people say they are dexes, they're hybrid perps, which are there. But again, you have to understand that certain new caliber of users who are coming in, they would not be comfortable trading on uh, dexes, because it's not as easy to navigate as you can do it on centralized exchange. So I think there has to be a happy medium. I think Revolut is one, right, where people do trust Revolut from a banking perspective because it's got many regulation licenses. But then the crypto side of things is pretty slow. Like if you try to withdraw more than $1,000, you're stuck in a loop because it's going to ask
Yeah.
you so many questions, and then it's going to say, okay, no, you can only withdraw this much. And then people are like, okay, if we can't withdraw our money, what's the point of us moving from TradeFi to
Yeah.
the crypto side of things?
Yeah, I feel like there's this fight that's happening where over the past few cycles, we've been progressing from crypto being a very niched technical sector for users to face high barriers of entry, but once in, unlock a whole Pandora's box of benefits. But now we're trying to make crypto an everyday integration into one's daily life, increase standard of living, and so on. So, and now we have millions of crypto users, yet less than 10% use crypto beyond trading as well. But we probably foresee that crypto spending is going to be one of the, if not leading primary use cases of the upcoming cycles too, as like settlements become a huge narrative driver, consumer payments and banking, for example, with crypto. And I wanted to touch on here that when I look at Ecstasy and when I look at your brand and the angle and direction that you guys are going into, yes, this is like exchange trading layer, but there's this everyday crypto spending management layer that you guys are teasing as well. Um, Tell me a bit about this ecstasy thesis.
Sure. So, see, when we formed Ecstasy, it was again from the perspective of a user who knows a lot about crypto can join in and use all the services, and a user who does not know anything about crypto can join it. We want to make it very easy for people to navigate through this crypto financial journey of theirs, right? And
Yeah,
this is how we've come up with the Smart Money app, because we're not going to categorize ourselves just as an exchange. Our thing is earn, trade, and spend, right? So you can do all in one app, which is, for example, as you've seen recently from the last 3 months, the card narrative on crypto side of things has really picked up. And that's again a spending point. But what we wanted to organize for people is give a lot more when it's coming to spending, just from not from a card perspective. Now, I don't want to spoil all the surprises by giving out a lot of information, but yeah, we are having a lot
alpha.
of modules where it's called spending in different ways, I would say, right? So if you're a crypto user, you can use the card anywhere, right? Because Visa is like mostly available in each and every shop or online portals. But we are also giving the flexibility at the same time. If you have crypto in your wallet, that you can do certain exposures, not exchanging the crypto into a card program, but just spending the crypto directly towards your travel, towards, say, buying the eSIM. So a lot of utilities is what we want to give to the users on one single app, right? And this is how Ecstasy wants to do things differently. But on the trading side, our trading suite is also quite strong. And it's not going to be like of other platforms where if your trading suite is not your primary focus, that means you're lacking there. But how we've built Ecstasy is like a complete suite for a lot of things. So the trading is
Yeah,
going to be as robust as it's going to be on any normal centralized exchange, whether that's spot, whether that's futures. We've
yeah,
got some Telegram trading as well. We're getting some AI insights installed too. So
yeah.
to give a perspective of everything in one suite is what we're doing with Ecstasy.
Yeah, no, very, very exciting, and that all-in-one kind of ecosystem is compelling, and a lot of users are looking to use crypto and like on-chain solutions as a dominant financial tooling in their life. Like for example, myself, I can't remember the last time I touched a fiat bank account or like banking application because I'm completely like crypto native now, essentially. And quick question for you, Ashley, as well. From your perspective, what do you think makes for a successful like everyday crypto application? And will like what would it take for Extsy to nail this thesis?
I think for me, the notion of being a successful everyday crypto platform is the ability to offer the utility, as Varun mentioned, and it's very much our goal to keep expanding our offerings as far as how people are able to tap into both their wallets and utilize their ecstasy card um, for real world usage. I
Mm.
don't think we are that far off of seeing the continuation of mass adoption as far as crypto goes.
Yeah.
But I think somebody has to bridge the gap, and that's what we are trying to do.
Yeah, love it. And I guess another question, and Ver, we'll wrap it back to you as well for this. With the smart money app that you guys are building, this all in one where users can explore everyday crypto, trade, spend, and earn. Very interested in that earn component as well because I think from my perspective, that's one of the I would say compelling angles that allow that compel users to switch between existing solutions as well, like earning opportunities out there. Could you share more color around what earn looks like with Ecstasy?
Sure. So, see, the earn in Ecstasy is through many mediums. First is obviously it's going to be staking programs, which Ecstasy is going to be having on board as well. So, I would call it for our app, we would stick to call it like savings because, as I've told you, we are wanting to get users on board which are not very familiarized with crypto, and staking is something new. So, we call it
Yeah.
savings, and we're going to have those component of things. Additionally, obviously, from trading speed as well, you could earn, right? Like we've
Yeah.
got copy trading opportunities out there as well. So people could copy trade traders who do not know about much about trading, and also we have you could become a merchant on our own platform to offer some P2P services. So there's a lot of opportunities within the Smart Money app to make an earning. But for basics, obviously the saving side of components is there where we are going to be partnering with some good big platforms out there such as Aave, etc., to give people a return on their staked crypto. And additionally, we are also working towards offering credit services from the card component as well to the users who are having some crypto. So, for example, say, Ruthie, as you mentioned, you are an avid crypto guy now, right? So you're using everything via crypto cards, I would assume, and you have
Yeah.
Bitcoin, right? So and you want to say, okay, I want to spend some money on the card, but I just have Bitcoin and I don't want to sell my Bitcoin. So
Yeah.
then you credit against your Bitcoin and you could spend it and pay us some nominal interest back as people do with their credit cards in real life.
Yeah, I mean, the interest rates that I get if I was using Australian banking solutions is pathetic compared to what I see out here in the crypto lands. Again, another very compelling value proposition for users to switch to crypto as like a primary, neo banking solution. But then also, there's all these other benefits too, like instant settlements, which I'm very bullish on. Like you can send money to anyone, anywhere around the world instantly. Um, and then just like effective portfolio management to the fact that I can access 24/7 markets and just like manage my portfolio well. And I believe that a majority, if not everyone in the future within crypto will find their one forever all in one application to manage their portfolio. Like MetaMask is truly shit. And Ledger is boring as well. And I feel as if a lot of people are going to start to put a lot of their stables into smart money apps and yield on it, stake it, whatever, crypto assets as well, and then unlock spending from that as well. And so, mm,
I truly think what you're saying is correct. This cycle, especially, people have realized what stables can actually do for them because people do not have that mindset just yet. They are now adapting to that mindset. Because usually, what people were, they were all about cycles, right? Okay, this cycle I've made this much, this cycle I've made this much. and then they're cashing out, and maybe they're going spending. You see all these KOLs out there. Maybe someone's buying a fancy supercar, someone's just spending on a massive holiday. But I think what I have seen this time, especially a narrative on X, which is changing towards stables, which I believe is going to get a lot of maturity towards crypto, and which is a good thing to have, because then people are not just here for cycles, but they're here to actually earn a passive income, which definitely does streamline what people were usually doing with traditional banks on their saving accounts. And that really does matter, because that gets you a stability in your life. And I think that's a must change, which this industry does require. And I'm happy to actually see that it's progressing well this cycle.
Yeah, I agree. I think over the past few cycles, people often looked at stablecoin as like immediate liquidity to ape into a altcoin. But now, in this upcoming year and cycles forward, I think people are now looking at stablecoin as their savings, and to just stack that as much as possible and defend that and go chase safe but effective yields on it, and then use that now. Like finally start to use that. I mean, everyday crypto spending only became such a prominent thing over the past year, I would say. It really came so fast across the industry, and I do see a lot of people still not using crypto spending solutions. But 2026, especially, it's going to be something that everyone is going to explore. It's just so much more superior than like its Web two incumbent solutions out there. And Ecstasy in particular, I believe, is positioned very well. I'm actually speaking with the team, going to get it set up myself when the time's right. I got to put some time aside, get set up, and then start using the Smart Money app that you guys are building.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. I mean, listen, we have a pain point living here in the UK. Yeah, like you really cannot even go cash out crypto into your bank accounts, because banks do not like them at all. Like they will just shut your
Yeah.
account down. It's so bad. So for us to have like a payment solution, like it is a
Mm,
must, and especially when you can spend your stables on a card, or
yeah.
you have some off-ramp solutions. I think that's the way definitely the market is shifting. And that's why we see now all the big players are coming into it, right? Any institution you name is already backing crypto big time now. So
Yeah.
it's not even,
100%.
yeah, like people who
Uh,
5 years ago was like totally against crypto, like big giants like JP Morgan.
yeah.
Now every day they're putting out a news just in favor of crypto.
100%. And you've got huge acquisitions happening, like Stripe coming in to take on like settlements, Square Pay as well, coming in and allowing merchants to accept payments in crypto too. So it's truly like a forming, forming cycle for this meta in particular. I wanted to break down further details across your product suites. So, for those people that don't quite know, Ecstasy, from what I see, you guys have two core pillars. It's the Ecstasy Exchange and the Ecstasy Card. Let's talk about the explicit that exchange angle first. Um, Talk to me about what this exchange looks like for Ecstasy and how it fits into that broader vision of everyday crypto usage as well.
Yeah, so we have all the components, such as say swap feature. You've got spot trading, you've got futures trading, you've got copy trading, Telegram trading, you've got AI insights into trading as well, and just regular P2P as well is there. So that's the exchange side of suite. It's a full suite, but the way we've again made it is going to be a lot more easier to navigate, especially the UI UX side for a daily user. You don't have to be just like a traditional trader to kind of see, okay, this is where my skills are there and I can use it this way. No, anyone who just doesn't not even know how trading works, we are trying to hold their hand through the journey, and we have our Dexy AI, which guides you through that journey and explains you everything, even if you're a newbie to crypto.
Yeah, amazing. And then on that side, so you have the exchange. And by the way, that's a big list of features that you've got in there. So very excited to test that out. And then on the other side, you've got the ecstasy card as well. One thing that the space has been seeing recently is that there's been a lot of new entrants, such as EtherFi, Tria, Avicii, and so on. And it's seeing some adoption. Now, what was the reason that this was not possible earlier, and what changed? What led to all these sort of companies out there trying to get into the card payment space?
It's that meta that happens in crypto. Sometimes it's a wave of an ICO journey. Sometimes it's the
Yeah,
wave for the cards. We've seen this card journey before. I'd seen that in 2018. They started to kind of blow up that time, and many entrants were coming in the space, and then it just kind of lashes out itself that who's really there for long term, right?
yeah,
So I've seen all these. I've seen Tria. Tria is a good product. I've seen all of them. How we've done HTC Card, as I told you, is a bit different approach because we are trying to keep everything within one app for users to not leave us. Otherwise, what happens is that if you have just one line of product, it's very hard in crypto to kind of keep a user onto your platform. It's the retention which we are focused on, right? And to keep the retention rate high, we are just not offering a card service. We are offering a suite of services, and that's what we think makes us different. And also, it helps us to offer a better pricing to our consumers because if we have many other income streams to make that, we could give them more rewards on the card usage side to
yeah,
compete with the others because usually you can't, even the banks do not offer such big rewards which certain crypto platforms are offering, and maybe some can
yeah,
offer short term if they're just having one product suite, but for someone who's offering a lot of product suites you can just offset the cost somewhere. And
yeah,
this is how XTC card, I would say, is a bit different in terms of our limits as well. We have kind of higher limits because usually what you would see in with all the other exchanges, they do not kind of, especially centralized exchanges, they do not kind of promote the card that much. I think for fact that is that for firstly it's because the geographical locations they can offer the card to are pretty low, and
yeah,
second, the tiers they have on spending limits are also very low. We, I think, have a right partner which we are working with, so we can actually offer higher limits on cards. I think it goes up to 100 grand per transaction, up to $1 million per month is what we can offer as limits on our cards. So that is one plus point there. Additionally, we are working on good reward systems as well for our users who are going to be using the card. And then again, it's a mix, as I've said before, to get them involved on different tiers. So, say, for example, if someone is a trader on our platform who is doing X amount of volumes, they get X amount of perks to use our cards.
No, that's I just wanted to also layer onto there. Do you guys maybe in the future see that the industry will also rapidly integrate reward systems, whether it be integrating into points, flyers, miles, and so on?
Absolutely. I
Yeah,
think that is one of the pivotal developments that we will see over the next 12 months, adopting almost like an American Express style approach.
yeah,
You know, people are being incentivized to spend, and that's not just exclusive to fiat. We will start seeing that more and more. It's something that we are actively working on with our product
ooh,
team. So,
alpha.
yeah, watch this space.
Watch this space because I'm thinking right. There's going to be a lot of low effort competitors out there. They're going to try to come in. Maybe they capture some users with like very short term focused yields that will just compress within a month. Or like they might have some crazy incentive schemes that is so unsustainable, right? What do you guys believe is going to be key for like ecstasy and like just generally card payments, like an everyday smart money app or a card payments app, um, to survive in the long term, especially a crypto native one, right?
Yeah, definitely. See, the long term survival does come from having different services, as I said, because you need to have different revenue streams to offer good reward system for card programs. Otherwise, it's a very hard industry because the margins are so low for you to offer any kind of incentives. And obviously, the conversion rate, especially now, Visa and
Yeah,
MasterCard, which are the two prominent card providers are getting heavily involved in the crypto side of things. So we might see this industry change a bit from that angle. But what you have to focus on right now is to offer rewards. You need to have a business model which can sustain those rewards in order for you to offer them to the consumer on a long-term basis. But as you said, like there are going to be many entrants who are going to come in, get some audience, but it's all about sustainability, right? So to have that sustainability, as Ashley mentioned, our product team is actively working on the rewards program.
Yeah.
And we're trying to make it as enticing as we can, keeping it in mind that this is for long term and not just like a 3 month holiday season rewards program, which is on and then it's going to be get the user acquisition and then shut it down. No, we are all here for long term, and that's why we possibly can do better rewards than others out there. I would say it's just because from again the angle that we will have multiple revenue streams as a platform compared to
Yeah.
just a single card program which is being launched on as much as daily basis
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah, yeah, I see that. So like the multi-layered kind of like revenue stream that you have going on within the Ecstasy ecosystem, from the exchange ops to your card ops, or banking ops, and so on, allow you to have like increased capacity to generate and return yield or fees to users. No, that's very exciting. And now I want to look at the long term vision and scale for Ecstasy. Over the next 6 to 12 months, what part of the Ecstasy experience do you feel will fundamentally will feel fundamentally different for users? Oh, I think Varun, you might be muted.
Sorry, sorry,
Oh,
sorry.
there we go. No, that's all good.
I said, uh, say if I was a user which was coming from another exchange onto Ecstasy and describe as a difference experience, what I would feel different is I could use my Ecstasy app as an everyday usage app compared to just a traditional trading suite. So what that means is obviously I can do the spending on it. I can kind of have a saving component on it. I could even be pushing out any travel plans I want to do just within one app. And also, it's all about the UI, UX experience, which we want to offer. So it's like customizations, right? In crypto, people love that. Like, people
Yeah,
want the gamification. People want to be like competitive. You want to have those leaderboards out there, which people are saying, okay, you know what? It keeps them excited, right?
yeah,
Because it's the generation, right, of crypto users. We always going to have the younger generation tend more towards the crypto side of things than the
yeah,
older generation. And with the younger generation, as much gamification as you can bring into the protocol is going to be better for your user retention and for user experience as well. So this is the approach which we are taking in Ecstasy, and our long-term vision is to be very similar to what Aave is launched. In fact, the day they launched, I was banging on Ashley's phone, calling her, Ashley, we spoke about this because the saving app they've launched, right? Me and Ashley have been discussing this for such a long time. I was like, you know what? Imagine people who are earning about, see, in UK, your regular rate of interest on a high street bank is not going to be more than 3.25%.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, imagine you could give that product so people have a bank account within the Ecstasy app, right? All they need to do is press a button, save, and that converts them, their stables, into savings, right? And they could earn as much as like say 6%. It would be a game changer, and then you can insure that product. Now, there are insurance companies out there which are actually trying to insure these products up to half a million. In UK,
Yeah,
we had the FSCS protection, which was up to £85,000. I think now it's gone up to 120 grand. But sorry, but to see that change and how much of traditional finance users you can bring on board into a normal smart money app, I don't even know the numbers myself. So growth can be exponential if myself, Ashley, and our team do this rightly. which we are very focused to. We give it a lot of time, and we want to bring a lot of traditional finance users to our app, right? And
Yeah.
we want to at the same time service the existing crypto users, crypto native users on our app as well.
Yeah.
So people have to think for Ecstasy Smart Money app as an app for everyone, where even if you are someone who's pro at crypto, you would love the user experience, and so
Yeah.
is someone who wants to come into the crypto space would enjoy the experience.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be one of the defining factors of the leading crypto, smart money apps is one's ability to capture not just a Web3 audience, but convert that huge Web2 market that has been stagnated by low interest rates and inability to compound their wealth or accounts right, and being able to capture that user group and onboard them is going to be a huge unlock for
Millions or
yeah.
millions of users. If
Yeah.
you can just tap into that market itself, that's millions of users. And then also your P2P market, that's a struggle in a lot of countries such as Africa, Asia. There's so much scam when it comes to
Yeah.
P2P. How are you willing to resolve for that? So we are trying to channel our partnerships in some of those countries, whether we would be having not a lot of merchants, but we would have some big tier merchants who would be the ones doing a lot of P2P for us on our platform. We won't just have anyone come sign up as a P2P agent on our platform and say, oh, you know what, I'm going to service this. No, we're going to have tight scrutiny over that rather than having scrutiny over having people's funds blocked for a certain long time where it's not even needed. No, we don't want to do that. What we want to do differently is we want to be tapping into security for the user rather than just keeping it more difficult for the user to withdraw their funds. We want to make it secure for the users so that there is
Yeah.
no room of error from any perspective, especially on our platform. And I would just go into an extent of saying this: this all comes from the leadership, right? Like I have a photographic memory, right? So if I have a database of maybe say 200 users, I could tell you I would remember by names that who those users are. And I like to do research, as I was telling you. So I will go to each and every app, open my account, and then see what's good out of that app and what's bad. 90% of the time when I see the bads in the app, it's not the UI, UX, or the experience. It is the customer service, which really is a big problem in just not crypto industry, even in the traditional
Yeah.
finance industry. It's a big problem. And we at Ecstasy are here to sort out that problem because if we are able to manage that well, users are going to come themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And just leading on to that as well, then what's one forward looking tease that you can share today about where Ecstasy is headed next?
I'll let Ashley answer that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that's a bad move because I'm the one that likes to keep everything like going on in the dark and then sort of
It's
come to the
surprising.
market with a bang. Yeah. Gosh, we have so much going on. We have completely undergone a complete rebrand. As you mentioned at the beginning, Ruthie, we have launched an aggressive and compelling new marketing strategy so that we can start familiarizing our future user base and current user base with who we are, what we're doing, what we're building, and what's still to come. So I think as far as what's on the horizon, I think everyone will be pleasantly surprised. We've already touched base on all of the suites that we are offering as part of the trading side of Ecstasy. I also feel it's prudent for me just to clarify that you mentioned we've got kind of two major pillars. So we
Mm.
have the trading model and we have the spending model, but the spending model is not strictly confined to the Ecstasy card. It also exists within the platform. So spending can be done, card holders don't have to spend
Mm.
using the kind of mini app services that we provide. And the platform users don't have to hold a card to be able to spend. So the two aren't mutually exclusive. You have the benefits of an Extsy card linked to your crypto holdings, and you are also able to spend kind of friction free by benefiting from our easy onboarding within the platform itself. So
Amazing. No, that's super exciting. Now, I want to give a shout out to the 1,000 viewers that we have listening in. And especially as we start to close off this broadcast that we've been hosting together, I wanted to ask a few more questions. So, if someone is listening today and still just holding crypto passively, which is probably the majority of the people that are listening right now, they're just holding their crypto. They're not doing anything with it. What would you want them to understand about ecstasy, and what next steps would you give them?
See, if you guys want to have a better experience of service, come join, test Ecstasy. Don't put all your money in, put some of it in, have the experience, test us out, and then follow us through. This is what I would request from anyone who's listening out to us. We are here to offer services which are very consumer focused, and also more than services, we want to offer you an experience which is something which we personally think is missing in the industry altogether. And this is where XTC is different. I won't just say, oh, we have a magical service which no one else has. No, we don't have any of those services. We do have combined services which you won't find in one suite, but all the services are individually available at different places. So, how do we classify ourselves as being different? Is the user experience which we want to give you, and the service from the customer standpoint which we want to offer to you.
Yeah, amazing. And then, what does winning look like for ecstasy in real terms over the next few years as well? If we're thinking about maybe metrics, or if you could describe where you guys see yourself in a few years' time.
I would say if, maybe in a year's time when we're doing this broadcast, instead of say 1,000 users, we have millions of them. That's going to be a key of success, right? That's what we're
Yeah,
aiming for.
100%. Let's do it. Well, I want to say thank you so much to both of you, Varun and Ashley, for coming over and spending time with us on this
thank you.
broadcast. I know there's been a lot of community support there as well, a lot of engagement from the community there. So if you guys have any further questions, I asked some questions already, but if you have any further questions that you want answered, go to the Discord. You can go over to the Ecstasy page and join through the Discord link there, Ecstasy platform. And then interact with the community team there and the rest of the team and ask you questions. I want to say thank you so much to the listeners for staying through the 40 minutes or so. Without you guys, all this wouldn't be possible. We always love to put the community first and build for the community and our users. And last thing is turn your notifications on. Ecstasy is about to hit 20K followers, so that's very exciting. But also turn your notifications on for future announcements that are definitely going to be taking place over the next quarter. For everyone, Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas, and then Happy New Year's as well for the coming New Year's. And then Varun, Ashley will definitely have a broadcast in January. Run it back again.
Sure
Look
thing.
forward to it.
Thank you for having us, and happy holidays to all the audience, and Ruthie, to yourself as well. Speak soon. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, both of you. Let's roll it, Streck.